Hi, today we'll be taking a look at Ratchet Clank: A Rift Apart with the RTX 4080, 5800 X3D and 32GB of 3600MHz CL16 RAM. I was on Windows 10 Home and rebar was turned on. All my footage was captured with a 4K capture card, so there's no extra load on the CPU or GPU. So you get an accurate representation of the FPS you can expect with this system. The only downside to this is it will cause some screen tearing, so you might see that during the video. Just to mention, my intro and outro are just recorded with shadow play. I chose a little section for the benchmark, as from what I've played, which is about 24% of the game, it's tied for the most difficult part to run. There is parts in cutscenes, what sometimes dip a little bit lower than the numbers shown here, but other than that, it should give you a good idea of what you're going to get. Well, there's about 3 million settings today, but what you will notice is at 4K, I'm missing frame gen at Ultra with RT on. And the reason for this is, at Ultra with RT very high at least, and DLSS 3 on, I found that there's kind of a memory leak, which basically means that you can play a bit of the game with the settings and everything's fine, but as you're playing your VRAM usage is gradually increasing, until I got to this area here. I mean, this isn't the example of it, but I wasn't recording at the time, I was just playing the game. But I got to an area and I went through a rift, and then all of a sudden my FPS dropped to 30, and my RAM got stuck, and the only way to fix it was turning the game off and turning it back on. Your RAM will increase on any setting, but as far as I can tell it only becomes a problem with frame gen on, as turning it on uses about an extra gigabyte of VRAM. And I ran through the game last night for about 3 hours with just DLSS quality and it was fine. The RAM usage did go up, but never enough to become a problem. This actually still could happen at high with very high ray tracing and DLSS frame gen. I don't know, I don't really have time to test with 3 hours at a time. You could try and turn the ray tracing down to high, but at least at the moment that can cause issues, and you'll see in a sec that turning the ray tracing down to high can actually cause a weird pixilation effect in some of the reflections. So at least for now, I think at ultra settings you're better off just leaving DLSS 3 alone. Well, with RT very high anyway. But anyway, let's get into the numbers. Let's do it. Actually, totally forgot about this, but here's an example of very high settings with RT very high and DLSS frame gen on. If you keep your eyes on the power usage of my GPU, you'll see that it severely drops, as does my FPS. And this is because I don't have enough RAM not to play at these settings anyway. Now is another example of DLSS balanced on. Other than that, the same settings. You'll see my GPU power usage is alright, it's mid, but now it starts dropping, and as you can see, so does my frame rate to go with it. Anyway, once again, let's do it. For this first setting, I thought I'd just include a bit of a longer run just so you can kind of see what I did for every setting. But after that I've chopped the videos down into 20-second chunks just so the video is a little bit shorter. And I'm not really sure why, but I try to include the worst performing part of each run for each setting. I must have just been trying to punish myself or something, because I did about 4 hours work. And to be honest, I might have just been better off just doing the end, who knows. Let me know what you think. But as you'll see by this run, the middle of the run there is pretty much exactly the same in averages as the end, so it shouldn't make much of a difference. I just wanted to show the lows, the lowest of the low, and that they're mainly just stutters really.
nefarious is paying these guys. Not nearly enough.
Got a sick idea of mercy, a sick idea of right. Gonna bring my love to you, copy bomb the love to you. Moral code that I can't break. Another sinner, a conscience tossed away. Mistake erased with pain. Someone to take away the pain. Take me home to the fold. Staring up to the sky. Show me how, show me why. Who's gonna tell me it's okay? Save the sinner, save the sinner. Who's gonna drag me through the bad times? All dark and no light. I can't seem to find my way to you. I can't seem to find my way to you. I can't seem to find my way to you. And I can't seem to find my way to you. Look to the sky, where's my answer? Just the clouds, a little rain. No trace of signs to tell me I'm still sane. Need someone to take the fall. A cover up, it's not enough. I need a villain to pin the blame. Come on down and feel my shame. I can't seem to find my way to you. I can't seem to find my way to you. I can't seem to find my way to you. I can't seem to find my way to you. Conspire behind my back. I'm reaching out and I'm falling flat. Apologies that I'm giving in to wait it out until the end. Repent for all I've done. Maybe then we can work it out. No loss to lose what I haven't got. A heretic. So be it. I can't seem to find my way to you. I can't seem to find my way to you. No, I can't seem to find my way to you. I can't seem to find my way to you.
I wonder how much nefarious is paying these guys. Not nearly enough.
Yeah, so it's a bit of a strange one, this. Like, it does run pretty well, you can get some high frame rates, and the graphics are cool, but all I seem to hear is how greatly optimised it is, etc. But then, RAM-wise, I'm kind of asking myself, is it really well optimised? I don't know. Maybe it is, but hopefully, like Last of Us and other games that have come out recently, they can make it use a tiny bit less. It's nowhere near as bad as them games. It doesn't cripple your CPU as soon as you turn RT on like Star Wars does, which is nice. And it is pretty great with a 4080, unless you want to use frame gen at the highest settings. But I just wonder how well it's going to run with the lower end card. I feel like it could be held back a little bit just by the VRAM alone. Anyway, sorry this one took so long to come out. It's been an absolute nightmare. I've just been testing and the old VRAM leak made me have to re-record a lot of settings. I've had the video finished 3 times, but hopefully it was worth it, and I hope you enjoyed watching it, and I hope it provided you with some value. Thanks a lot for watching, and if you liked the video, please give it a like and subscribe for more. Thanks, bye.